Good day, everybody. One of the most important things in this class is writing. And writing is similar to talking. It's a way that you converse. It's a way that you convey your point to others. The reason why we look at writing so challenging as far as grading is because no matter how great your research is, and research is important, it's the foundation upon which you come up with your ideas, theories, thoughts, recommendations, conclusions. No matter how good your research is, if you can't convey it to your audience, it's not going to work. They're not going to be influenced. The whole reason we write is to influence other people. In fact, it's the reason why advertising spends tens of billions of dollars a year and why we have commercials on TV. They're not trying to tell you why their product is necessarily better than anybody else. What they're just trying to do is get you to buy it. And they're going to figure out any way that they can get you to buy what they're selling. Therein lies the importance of writing. Even if you don't have the greatest content, if you write in a way, and by the way, you should, but even if you don't, if you write in a way that totally influences and convinces your audience, you have a better chance than not of being successful. So I thought I'd spend a couple minutes talking a minute or two actually, about some of the major issues that I see in writing. And if you address these in general, if students address these, and they have a great chance of being a much better writer. They have a better way of conveying their message to their audience and hopefully can influence their audience in a much more positive light. First is to follow APA. I know students don't like APA, but it's the language. If you were to work at a firm and they sent every Friday they sent a summary of what everybody did, and they call it a status report, that's the language that they speak. In education, we write and read APA formatting. Importantly, what's great about APA is that everything you read, for the most part, is going to be in APA formatting. So if you understand APA, then you can understand the format. Often this is the easiest one for me, only because I tell students, get a great APA formatted paper and then just type over it. That's the easiest way to make sure that you follow APA. If anybody needs any help in that, I can send you an APA paper. Just let me know. Second, the first paragraph. It really should have about 3 sentences. It could have more, but 3 most important sentences. And that is the zinger, which is the very first paragraph. It's the one that encourages your reader to read your paper. It can start with the questions, statistics. Have you ever wondered, I always use the 60 minutes line. Have you ever wondered why? That tells people, well, I kind of do wonder why. The second is your thesis. The thesis is the most important sentence in the paper. It's the reason why you're writing the paper and somebody is reading the paper. It's called the thesis. It's a general summary of your paper in 1 sentence, usually 20 words. The last sentence is something like, in this paper, I will be discussing. It tells your reader how you're going to present the information. That always goes in the first paragraph. Some students put it in the second or third. You can say in this paper, that's fine too. Or you can say we'll be discussing, or this paper discusses. But the first paragraph is really the most important, and it has to have those 3 sentences in it. Third is paragraph construction. Probably the one that I see the most. In general, paragraphs are 3 to 5 sentences, no more than a half a page. If you fold your page in half, paragraphs really shouldn't be more than half a page. And the reason why is because, first of all, paragraphs contain 1 central thought and then supporting information on that thought. And you usually aren't going to have 2 or 3 pages supporting 1 central thought. You're usually going to have different paragraphs. And secondly, it gets longer for the reader to read, and they may skip it or read it quickly. That's why if you read a newspaper, you'll notice that it goes through it very quickly. They have 1 or 2 or 3 lines. You'll see that they have anywhere from 5 to 7 columns in a newspaper because it appears that it's smaller and people read it, and that's important. Fourth, we talked a little bit about the research, but I'll just say it again, which is that the information, you can't have quality without quantity. You can't have quantity without quality. So I just bring up the quality aspect to make sure that you don't have the information that isn't supportable, so people just think it's your opinion. So if you can throw some citations and references in there, that's important. And importantly, people want to see that you've researched the issue. Lastly, there's just some key issues to avoid. First of all, don't use contractions in formal writing. Second, don't end sentences in a preposition. Third, don't use the first person. You rarely want to use I in your papers. And that's a key. Two more, which is avoid acronyms. So if you use the acronym of AAA, the American Automobile Association, make sure you spell it out the first time and then put the acronym in parentheses. And lastly, avoid generalizations. It's rarely, that's a generalization, many, most, all. You want to avoid those unless it's absolutely true and you can support it. So those are the issues that make a great paper. And then there's some of the more common errors at the end that we can see. If you follow that, you'll do well. If you want examples or APA formatting or a well-written paper, let me know. I'm always here to help you. I'm always here to help you get the grade that you want. Hope all's well, everybody. Enjoy the day.